before to go for this step number 1, I will go to the template and now shut the interface. At this feature internet, edit, edit. Say no, update. And then I look for the R1 settings. This 11 service 1, 11 service 1, go to the HQ, next, just implement first this, next, configure, this is no shut, here go to setting, and this interface is the member of switch 11 service 1. So these are the same port group. Like this. Then go to the command prompt. Go to this LAN. Change the IP address to our old scenario 12. Gateway is 1. Okay, so then go to the command prompt. I want to ping
180. Sorry, 1.
It is reachable.
18. Okay, that is R3.
Yes.
That is
Okay, so then I will go for policies, and if any policy is activated, I will deactivate it. One policy is activated here, I will say deactivate. So none of the policy is applied.
Okay.
Once you do this, then I'll go for test PC1. This is connected with R3. Cisco at 123, and here I want to ping 172.33.12. I can ping. Okay, then I want to ping from here 172 from the R3 172.17.40.10. On packet loss, I can ping 40.10. Trace cert D 172. By default, SD-WAN is making full mesh. This time it will be direct. So direct traffic forwarding from the spokes, and if I go to run, and accessing the service. Yes, 217.40.10 SIP service. So that is accessible. So 3 can access SIP service of R4. Everything is fine. Now we'll go for implement. NATing is enabled, so still user is accessing internet, no problem. And if I go to this, because local internet is on, so it is direct internet is going exit from the direct internet, I mean the direct from the branches. So this is local breakout. So now to apply the ACL, not template, go to the policies and customs, centralize. First I need a list, so I want a list. This data prefix is for ACL. So first I want the list of HQ prefix, which is 172.33.110/0. I can use the whole network subnet mask. Add. There is. Added or not? Refresh. Okay, so HQ prefix. Then I need RFC 1918. These are private IP range. Class A, class B, class C. This is my RFC 1918 data prefixes. Okay, so with this 2 now I can go for to apply this ACL. So this time it will be traffic policy, because I am implementing data plane policy. In the traffic policy I will see 3 components: application aware routing, traffic data, C flow. C flow meaning net flow.
Okay.
Here application aware routing is a separate component. Here I need traffic data.
Okay.
So traffic data, under the traffic data, add policy.
Okay.
Create new. And what is the name of the policy? ACL filter, packet control filter, right? ACL filter. Copy and paste. Default action is drop, like what we have in the Cisco ACL. Sequence type. Now there is a list of sequence type. You can use custom. It will combination of all. Or I can use specific. In this case I want ACL, so I have the application firewall.
Okay.
Now the sequence, I can also rename this. I will say this grouping. Group is only designed for convenience. It is not playing with any sequence numbers. So I will say the firewall to HQ. So match destination. So these are all the packet contents including packet payload. Match destination data prefix. This will be on a rule number 1. HQ prefix. Action is accept I can also count the number of packets. HQ, and I can also log it. Log is enabled. Log is enabled. Okay, save and match. This is the rule number 1.
Where did you specify the source that no need to?
Source is any.
Okay.
If I'm not specifying, then source is any.
Okay.
Second rule, I can also group this. Okay, cancel. Come on, this is I do not want.
Right.
ACL. Can also rename this with firewall to HQ. This is only for convenience. Then I can choose sequence type. This is once again for convenience. I will say here firewall to internet. Add a rule. Firewall to internet meaning match destination in the traffic destined to the RFC 1918. That will be what? That will be drop. Action is accept, and I can also log it.
Should be dropped, right?
Should be drop. Action is log. Log is enabled, and save. But because there is implicit deny, so default action I will say accept. Save.
That name you have given, right? That's like the remark in the Cisco AC.
That is only the not remark. It will not be in the picture. It is only you will see in the GUI too. It will not be reflected in the commands. Command will only see the sequence. So here once I do this, now I need to apply this. To apply this, once again follow the wizard. So add policy. This is again centralized policy. Next. This time it is not playing with control, but this time I am playing with data, traffic data. Add policy, import existing. ACL, import. Next. And now policy name is packet control. Using ACL. Copy, paste. See the traffic data. This is the policy I will apply to sites and VPN. So I also need a VPN list. Sites and VPN. So VPN 10 list we have already. But I will apply to this on only spoke sites, which is 103 and 104. that is not your HQ. So see, you can see the direction from service, from tunnel. So service to transport, and all meaning bidirections. So select site here, and this time I want spoke site. I think this can fulfill my jobs. And BPN, I have only one BPN list 10. Add this. Okay, so it is applicable to spoke site. So the BPN 10 direction is service to transport. Before to apply this now, I can see the preview. This is what it is saying. The rule number 1 is, now the ACL is vSmart is processing in an order. Rule number 1 says match. If the traffic is going to the destination HQ prefix, action is accept. Also count the packet and also log it. Next rule, if the traffic destined to the RFC 1918, action is drop. This is taking care of all your private IP address will be blocked. Default action is accept. This is taking care of traffic destined to the internet is allowed. So you're creating a list of data prefixes of RFC 19, and in the spokes I have not 102, all that is including 101, which is not making any problems. This is applicable, direction is from service. So service to transport. To where? To this spoke site. It is only affecting spoke sites.
Where it's written service to transport?
From service.
Okay.
Save this. And now I will activate packet control ACL. Activate this. You can see this is going to the reachable vSmart, but since it is a data plane policy, the configuration result I am also forwarding to the effective sites. In this case, there will be no configuration downloaded on a HQ router, but configuration is only downloaded on spokes devices. So if I go to R3, vSmart, where is my vSmart? This is the vSmart CLI. Show run. So here this is the policy, which is written on vSmart, and the result, if I go to router number 3, configuration is also forwarded. Show policy data policy filter. Show policy, I can use the question mark, from vSmart, and data policy. Okay, this will be, you can see it is downloaded on this router 3 as well. Okay, so that means if I see here, show
Now this counter and logs will be kept locally on that device.
here locally, yes, you can see on vManage. Show policy, and you have this data policy filter. Right now there is, I have the log. The counter is HQ. Right now there is 0 packet is going through. So now I will go for testing. So this is only applicable, it is not applicable for R1. show policy from vsmart. No policy is downloaded. It is only on effective sites, which is spoke site.
Whichever we select.
Yeah. So then the final test, I will go to test PC1. Let's refresh. Cisco at 123. Still traffic is going to the internet, no problem. Ping to the HQ 172.33.11/12. I have the reachability to the HQ site, but if I go to the access, or if I ping 172.17.40.10, this will say the packet is request time is out. Okay, and I cannot access SIP service now. On R3, because I'm sending 4 packets to this HQ, it is counting the packet, where the count will help you to see the number of packets, because it is stateless in nature. You have to be actively say that okay, also count the number of packets. Here you can see, if I refresh this, you can see this message is not accessible because you don't have any permissions. Now I want to allow this. Yes, so now we'll go for once again to HQ server, policies, and if I want to modify this, I have to go to the custom options. There is a traffic policy. Policies, custom option, traffic policy, traffic data. This is, I can click edit here. Okay, so I want to apply this rule above the above the destination, right? So I will create a rule here. I will say the match what? Sources, source data prefix. If I'm not doing the classification, then I can also configure over here. So my source is 172.18.30.0/24. This is my complete prefix, complete data prefix.
If you are doing classification of the same?
If I'm not creating the list,
Okay.
here I'm calling the list.
Okay.
So if the list is not created, I can also configure ad hoc. Source is this. Destination is, destination data prefix is the, this is also not specified, so 172.40.0/24. Destination port number is 445 for the file service, the file service of the Windows, and protocol is TCP. So it is asking, not, it is, you should know the protocol ID now. This is not. This is not I'm looking for. I'm looking for the protocol number. This is the same message, TCP SYN. Here, protocol for the TCP, it is 6. Okay, then save. Action, what action you will take? Action is accept.
Is the protocol number mandatory? Because traditionally,
Yeah, it is mandatory. There is no option to say TCP, UDP. You have to be say the protocol ID.
But not the traditional one. Not
Yeah.
right? We select equal to the TCP.
Correct, correct. But here we have to be know what is the protocol ID of that protocol. TCP 6, UDP 17, ICMP 1. Most common application. I can also count it. This is, I will say, site. Action is accept. I will save this. Okay, so right now it is on. This is my rule number 2. But I want here, this should be here. So drag and drops. Okay, so rule number 1 is now this one. Similarly, I also want, this is for the outgoing traffic. For the return traffic, one more rule. So match source. Now this time opposite. Source is 172.17.40.0/24. Source port is 445 and the source protocol number is 6. Source protocol number is 6. Destination is which is my client here, 172.18.30.0/24. If this is the case, action is accept. Default action is drop. I can also save this one. But this is now, it should be just keep it over here, over the existing. Okay, so now what will happen? These entries are added above the firewall internet. Save this, activate this one. Configuration is going to the vSmart. You can see the config differences. This is, you can see earlier is deleted and added. No problem. Now see, the sequence number 1 is no change.
Correct.
Traffic destined to the HQ is allowed. Sequence number 11 is now source is this, destination is this, port number is 445, protocol is 6, action is accept. Next rule, source is this 40.0, destination is this, but the source port is 445 and protocol is 6. This is for return traffic. Next rule, as it is, traffic destined to the RFC 1918, it will be dropped, still dropped. Default action is accept. This is taking care of the internet traffic. And finally, you going to apply to the spokes. This is effected on the spoke side. Direction is from service. Same thing, configure.
For the return rule, did you select the source as 445 port?
Source port, yes, 445.
For this side, source port. For the other rule, destination port.
Yeah. So once it is activated, we can also see on R3 the result from be smart. Rule number 11, you can see the destination port is 445. Rule number 21, source port is 445. So outgoing and incoming traffic. So then final now testing for this. If I go to test PC1 and I will refresh this page. So first I want to check ping. Once again ping should be denied because I am not opening the ICMP port number. But this time if I go to access this, it is accessible. Okay. Then the final rule, now I want to do the filtering based on application payload, and for that purpose I need to enable the DPI, and DPI is the examples of localized policy. Now see how we can attach localized policy to ARC3 with the help of template. I will go for policy. Localized policy. Okay, or I can also follow this custom option. This section is the localized policy. This is my centralized policy. So what I need here, I just need to enable DPI feature. So I will say add policy, nothing, no changes, no changes, no changes here. I will say DPI. Policy name is the packet inspection. Copy and paste. This is what is the feature which is known as application visibility, that is known as DPI, and that one is net flow, meaning C flow. All have to be enabled on. Implicit ACL logging, you can see the preview, these commands. Application visibility meaning DPI under the policy. Flow visibility meaning net flow. ACL logging, ACL logging. All ACL will be logged. Yeah. Save. Yeah. It's not recommended to enable implicit logging, but I'm giving the options here. See, this is the localized policy. This is not a centralized policy, so I have to call this on a template. Okay. So how do I call this? I will go for template, and I'm going to apply to this device R3 only. Edit, device template, edit, and now you will see this, the template which is not yet touched, additional template. You will see the policy. This is the portion where you are going to choose localized policy, DPI. Update. That is the portion if I later on will go for zone-based firewall. If you configure SNMP, apply here. Banner, apply here. Update. Next, you can see the commands. Config differences. The command is added at last. Application visibility, flow visibility. So application visibility is enabling DPI. Configure. Since it is affected on R3 only, so go to R3 and there is a command show app DPI. So right now there is no entries found.
Okay.
Once it is applied, if you're sending some traffic, it can monitor it. API. Okay. So we can see the message. What is the result? Okay, success. R3. Come with the DPI flows. No entry, no traffic is generated yet. I will go for test PC1. Again, refresh this. And this time, if I browse the browser,
Okay.
and access the FTP service, it is accessible. FTP is on. I have also HTTP service on the same server. This is HTTP. This is still FTP. So it's remembering the cache. HTTP 172.33.11.10.12. This is HTTP. We can see the flow now on R3. These are the flows.
Okay.
So you can see there is also DNS traffic is also generated. This one, port number 21. Application is FTP, family is FTP server, all these things. These things we can also verify by using the GUI tools, monitor, network.
NetFlow has nothing to do with this, right? You just
Yeah.
to see the NetFlow data.
Yes. So I will go for R3 real time. And there is a command like this, something like DPI. Yes, DPI. First I can see the DPI summary. This will give the information that DPI is enabled or not. So status is enabled. So these are all show commands, which is we can also do. DPI flows, do not filter. These are the DPI flows. Traffic originating from VPN 10, source is this, destination is this, destination port is 53. DNS, going to the DNS, UDP DNS application. 888 is well known DNS, so it knows. See the intelligence of the software. 30, this is my 21 FTP. So see so far I can access FTP service, but with the help of the DPI now, because I'm giving the intelligence to this box, I want to deny this FTP.
So for the application that you mentioned, does it have a backend database it used to get updated?
Resume. And now our goal is, once I apply this, so we have seen the examples of localized policy also, where we calling this. More on localized policy when we go for to apply the policing and queuing. That is only on localized policy. So here now what I will do, I will go to the policy. There is a list, centralized list. There is application, and here I can think application, which application you want to block.
FTP is what?
All application is available, but here I want file transfer, this one, protocol and data. Now I think okay. So this is the examples of how we can take the advantage of the application features by using ACL. So now what I will go to the traffic policy, traffic data. This is the existing ACL. I will go to the edit and I will write this on the top of the firewall HQ. And now this grouping will help you to will give you the convenience. That here I will write the rules, sequence rule. I will say match application list. So first you have to be classified, right? There is no direct ad hoc options. And here is a list. I have deny FTP.
You can't directly type.
Yeah. Once it is say this one, so action is drop and log this, count this, give the counter name FTP, save and match, but write this on the top of the first one. Okay, so rule number 1 is this: deny FTP, save, activate. We can see that is it solving our all problems, config differences. So now the rule number 1 says, where is rule number 1?
Source any. Here. Source any.
But I deleted this destination traffic to the HQ prefix.
Yeah, we didn't select any destination. So basically this will deny all FTP services, right? Internet based also.
Yeah. What is the rule number 1? I said source is any, destination is this, rule number 1 is this. Okay, rule number 1 is this. Go for the rule number 2. Rule number 2 is not this. Rule number 2 is this: traffic destined to the HQ prefix is allowed. And next rule is this one: next rule is this one. This is traffic destined to the site. This one says traffic destined to the RFC 1918 still drop. Default action is accept.
So when you drag and drop, it's basically deleting the audio.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of threads.
Okay. So go to just PC1. Refresh this. And this time close this, open this. If I go to HTTP service, it is allowed, but FTP will be dropped. Traffic destined to the is trying to connecting. It will take you to the prompt, but will not allow you to access the resources. Beginning FTP transactions, and here.
Yeah, because unless the data is hashed,
So it will take you to the prompt, but it will not allow you to log in.
by now it could have detected it.
Yeah. So still there is, this is denied. Traffic is going to the internet. and I can still access my native service on branches. Everything is allowed. So this is packet control using ACL.